Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. Just 3 hours ago, everything was falling apart: my cap, my shoes, my hair, my life. So now, I'm held entirely together with tape and super glue. As I frantically glued and taped everything together, all I could think about was, I can't wait to graduate, as though graduating would solve all my problems. Which, I know it won't, but now that we're all here, I think we know that all problems have solutions. For years, this day couldn't come fast enough. But now that our last year has come and gone, this day seems to have come a little too fast. Just a little, though. When I saw CS Arts for the first time, all I could remember was dust, a hazy and vague commitment to the unknown. I remember the barren classrooms, walls gapingly blank, the quad lifeless, and sounds bouncing between the emptiness. As someone who generally likes to refer to herself as a heartless salamander, I was surprised by how full my heart was from the friendships and memories we've created during our time at CS Arts. In the 2 years we've been here, we filled it with a vision of the second chance that we had held on to when we first decided to transfer and stay. Having left schools, friends, and communities we thought we would graduate with, we chose instead to fill the spaces in the newly established CS Arts with our art, our hopes, and our laughter. And as we sit here today, I think we filled it with bits of ourselves that we were growing out of as we grew into who we wanted to be. CS Arts gave me something more than an education. It opened new possibilities I had never known existed. At any given time, there was someone with either a ukulele or an inflatable T-Rex suit, or both. No questions were asked when a student draped a desk on his shoulders and read poetry to our AP Lit class. And even fewer were asked when the same student poured quarters out of his ears at conservatory and spread sunflower jam on his glasses. And when a gaping hole appeared in the center of our quad because apparently our restrooms had flooded, no questions were asked. But beyond holes and quarters and T-Rexes, I had never considered the other possibilities that were now real at CS Arts. Conservatories collaborated to create art and performances that left audience members either in tears, on their feet, or both. Our peers brought their art and culture into academic classrooms, sharing original protest songs after learning about those sung during the Vietnam War. Students performed guitar pieces for the AP Spanish class, and students shared original songs of poetry in AP Lit, with one student even reading one in her native language. Teachers left their doors open at office hours, at lunch, and Mr. Y left his open until 9 p.m. once, hoping that we would finally be able to understand calculus. Ms. Shiroma nagged us more than our parents during the college admissions process, trying to make sure we made all our deadlines, and make them we did. But what ended up surprising me the most was that there were always hands to reach to, hugs to give and receive, and experiences to miss. Before coming to CS Arts, many of my friends and I had never seen a school performance unless extra credit was given. Failure daunted me, and I fought rejections and mistakes by running away from them, allowing them to affirm my insecurities. I didn't know how to miss people because instead of forming connections, I buried myself in work, convinced entirely that no one would care about me unless I had accomplished something. In the past 2 years, however, I found myself drawn to school performances, inspired by the dedication my friends and peers put forth night after night, as much as the support that the teachers and others gave. I found myself slowly facing failures and trying to turn them into opportunities, and surrounded by people who didn't seem to care whether or not I was always the smartest person in the room. I found myself learning slowly to appreciate them and their stories, reach out to them both to give and receive help. During the long days with everyone here, I learned to fail and learn and laugh, all at the same time, to see light at the end of the tunnel as hope rather than a train about to run me over, how to find a friend in others and how to be a friend. I learned that there are people worth missing. Everything after today feels very much the same way CS Arts first looked 2 years ago, a dusty uncertainty, something only half formed into existence, resting on nothing other than hope and a will to make it work. There are no true expectations that we can count on for the future, but because we've done it once already, we could do it again and again. We made it through the age of deceptively consumable Tide Pods, made it through a watered-down version of the Black Death, made it through the bathrooms clogged with feminine products, made it through the time we had a hole in the middle of our quad, and we made it an experience worth missing. So as we celebrate our accomplishments, our failures, and our growth, I'd finally like to thank you all for making this an experience worth missing. Now I would like to invite the founder and executive director of CSArts-SGV, Dr. Ralph Opasik, to the stage to introduce our special guest for the class of 2019 keynote speech.